If somebody was to be stuck in that anabolic nighttime state most of the time, in that anabolic state, the way that the body creates energy changes a little bit. In that anabolic state, the body likes to create energy using fermentation. A byproduct of fermentation is lactic acid. The problem is that if the body is stuck in this anabolic state most of the time and it's creating most of its energy through fermentation, that's going to create an excess of lactic acid. There's a lactic acid buildup that can occur if the body's creating all this lactic acid because it's using this fermentation for its energy production most of the time. It really should not be doing that. So we get rid of lactic acid, we can turn it back into glucose and turn that into fuel. But if the body is really creating a lot of lactic acid all the time, it can be hard for the body to keep up, and that lactic acid can accumulate. When a person is stuck in that anabolic state, the body is producing too much lactic acid, and that excess lactic acid is creating the anxiety. The body really needs a lot of resources for a lot of functions, and when the resources or the minerals in the system go very low, that can really stress the body out. The body's kind of freaking out because it needs minerals and resources to run all the functions that it needs to run. So if it doesn't have enough, that's like you trying to pay $800 worth of bills with 12 bucks. That's very stressful. So a lot of times someone's anxiety has to do with just low resources and low minerals in the system. And you can get an idea where this is by just looking at your blood pressure when you're resting, not during your workout, but let's look at your resting blood pressure at least 2 hours after a meal. And if that systolic number, which is the top number, is below 112, well, that's a strong indication that you might have low minerals and low resources in the system. So this is most commonly an issue from digestive malfunction. So if you're dealing with any type of digestive symptoms, any of those are signs that you're not breaking down your food correctly so that you can access all the minerals and the nutrients that are in that food. Think about what we're doing when we're working out. You're creating this stress. You're like picking up something heavy, so the body says, oh, I can't really do that very well. I need to rebuild things and make this body better so that I can do what this person's trying to get me to do. And we get the benefit after the workout. We don't get the benefit from the actual workout itself, so the stress induces improvement in the body. But let's say that maybe the body is already really stressed. Maybe there's low resources, that's a stress on the body. Maybe the body is dealing with some type of infection or some type of digestive overgrowth that a person might not even know is going on, and basically the body is going to war all day long against this invader, and it's really stressing the body out. So if there's already a lot of stress in the body and the stress is already really at a high level, then adding that stress doesn't really create the benefits that we want to get from working out. Adding additional stress when the body is already stressed is just increasing a burden that's already there.